Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Monday Live. Every Monday, we're here reporting and providing updates on all our streaming channels. And we're back here today. We are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, and here on YouTube as well. So, welcome, guys. We have a lot to talk about. This week is starting with student visa revocations. Students are losing their visas unexpectedly. We'll talk about why it's happening and what you can do as an international student. This has actually happened today. I was just literally talking to um, ABC News about this. And if you're watching this and you are an international student, or you know any international students that are being impacted by the new policy, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the live stream. Uh, we are now live on TikTok. Welcome, TikTok friends, Instagram, and YouTube and Facebook. So we've got Varun here. Let me know where you're from. And drop your questions in the comments as we do every single week. And if you want to join us live, I will post the link to the live option. And if you're watching this on TikTok, you'll be able to line up and ask your questions on the live. We have a lot to talk about today because, we have at least 100 international students that were detained, got their visas revoked without any notice, and it's happening all over the country. If this happened to you guys, let me know in the comments. This is a policy that the State Department started literally last week. They are revoking student visas. They are notifying the university sometimes they don't. And many of these students are left without any opportunity to stay in the United States. And sometimes ICE agents will come to their homes, to their dorms, and will send them away. Now, the reason why it's happening right now is because of minor violations like speeding ticket, traffic violations, you unpaid tickets, you showed up in court, things like that. KCB update on DACA. We're still waiting to hear more information about what is possible with DACA. For the moment, Jasmine, we don't have too much information about it. What we know is that, like I said, you can still, renew it if you have it. You can apply for your work permit and travel document, but there's no major news that we need to know yet. Khan is asking, I apply for green card 1 year before based on asylum. How long does it take to approve my green card? If you already waited that 1 year buffer and you applied, it's taking a few years right now. It is taking a few years. And remember, guys, the real ID is coming up in May. You can still travel with your foreign passport if you have it valid, but otherwise, you're going to have some issues traveling. All right. Okay, so we have Victoria is asking, I applied for VAWA outside of the US and it's approved. Now I have interviewed the embassy. Do I need a waiver for your overstay in the United States? You might need a waiver. Yep. If you overstayed and you're now outside of the United States and you apply for any benefit, you might need a waiver for sure. Thanks, Yasser. Appreciate it. We got the heart challenge here on TikTok. Let's do it. Thank you, my friend. Thanks, Yasser. Appreciate it. We've got people who are saying, I'm afraid of being deported to El Salvador. I'm from Honduras. Well, I mean, like I said, if you don't have any criminal issues or any violations, you are not a target to removal. Let me take a question from Instagram right now. We've got a bunch of people here on Instagram. And Victoria, we've got Jasmine. Demi's asking, what is your prediction for EB3 Philippines? I don't think EB3, any EB3 is going to move at all. right now. So that's my prediction. It's going to be very slow. You're going to see a little bit of movement probably after August, which I mentioned last week when I did the live. Um, thanks, yeah, Victoria. You actually asked the question from Instagram. That's good. I see it. After receiving work authorization, when does Social Security number come in? Well, once you get Ariana, once you get the social, you can you can go to the Social Security office and apply for your card. Uh, Ada is asking if my DACA expires next year in March. When do you recommend I should renew? I would recommend you renew DACA 150 days before it expires. Thanks, Yasser. Appreciate you. The number one gifter today. Um, let's see here. Sina is asking, does the residency time in the U.S. during employment-based pending court towards the residency require for naturalization? No. You have to be a green card holder for that time to count. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Um, I have received the F1 approval while being in the US with a visitor visa and never got out of US. Is this visa same risk as the one gotten from the US Embassy? Less. That one is a good question, actually. So if somebody changed their status inside the United States, are they also at risk of visa cancellation? Less. It starts with the US Embassy, and they are canceling visas right now. That's what we see is happening more. If a person you worked DoorDash and then you stop, are you safe from deportation? If you were a student, if you were a student and you worked on DoorDash, then you are definitely definitely at risk because that's a visa violation, right? Um, EB3 predictions for other countries, priority date March 2023. Like I mentioned to you, Asif, EB3 is one of those categories that is really, really behind right now. So I don't think that we're going to see any more movement. All right, let me take Amina, who is waiting on the YouTube line. And please, guys, line up if you want to ask questions on the live and also on TikTok. If you want to ask questions, you can line up at the bottom. Thanks, appreciate it, Miss Bami NYC on TikTok. Appreciate it. So, like I said, if you guys want to do live on TikTok, you just join our you can wait request in the video. We are going to go with I think Amina.
Hello, how are
Hi Amina, how
you?
are you? Where are
I'm
you
good. How are
from,
you?
Amina?
I'm from
And
Iraq,
where are you now?
in Columbus, the United States.
In Columbus, Ohio. What
Yes.
is your question? And tell us, definitely.
I'm an asylum seeker who arrived here 10 years ago on a B2 visa, and
Okay.
I married a U.S. citizen, but I have a J1. I came with a J1 before the B2, and I didn't finish the 2 year
2 years.
requirement.
Okay.
So I'm still waiting on the J1 response. Anyway, is it safe for me to travel now that I'm an asylum seeker and I'm married to a U.S. citizen?
Do you have your
Travel
travel?
domestically.
Yeah, domestically, no problem. I wouldn't travel internationally, but domestically, you're fine.
With everything happening,
Yes, domestically, you should be fine. I mean, you have your how are you going to travel? You have a passport or what?
I have a state ID and it's a star ID, like real ID, and
Okay.
I have a work permit valid for 4 years from now.
Okay. No, you should be able to be okay to travel inside the U.S., but I wouldn't leave the country.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'm still I didn't change my status, but domestically I'm worried about ICE raids and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you're fine. You have your ID with the star. You're fine. So I don't think you have any issues with travel.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right. Thanks, Amina. Like I said, guys, if you're planning to travel inside the United States, you need to have at least some sort of valid ID, and as long as it's good, you should be able to travel. We've got Gabriel is asking any update on EB2 petitions. Like I said, the EB2 processing times are going to be advancing more in the May visa bulletin. You'll see. So if you're pending EB2 and IW or anything like that, you should be good. Um, all right, let's see. Let's take some more questions here on TikTok. Pagadome, my K1 interview was sent to another country. How long does it take to transfer it between the countries? So if you're moving your interviews from one country to another, you're looking at about 6 months average for them to actually move your case to the country you chose. So yeah, at least 6 months. I'm a US citizen and I'm traveling to my home country, Afghanistan. Is this okay? Absolutely. If you're a US citizen, you're fine. We've got Yasser. EB2 and AW became current since March. When to expect a decision? 45. Right now, Yasser, you're looking at about, I would say, 11 months if you're good to get a decision for the 45. Yeah, justice right here. So yeah, you're almost there, my friend. All right, we are going to take a question from Trix. My wife and kids have visa interview tomorrow at the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi. Congratulations and good luck. Make sure they bring all their documents in one shot. If you go to an interview and you're missing documents, you are done. You are done. Somebody is CSPA at risk? I don't think it's at risk. I haven't heard anything from the Trump administration attacking CSPA. As far as the diversity visa lottery selection goes next month, what does the process and the process time look like when selected? So, guys, if you apply for the green card lottery, what is going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is that next month they will be announcing the winners. They'll be announcing the visa numbers. So the way it's going to work, they're going to give a particular number, and that number is those numbers are the ones that are selected. You're also going to get notifications if you were selected. It depends on what number was selected. You're going to check the visa bulletin to see what visas they're processing. If your number is after that number that is being processed, you'll be good to go to complete your green card application. If not, you'll have to wait for that number to become current, and you'll have to wait every month. No matter what happens, you have to finish your green card lottery process before September of 2025. Otherwise, you're going to be out of luck. Do you think that my immigrant visa will be denied because I don't have a waiver? I mentioned that to you before, Victoria. I don't think it will. Well, it could be denied. If they need a waiver and you don't have it, you will be denied. Bells, what's the estimate time for family petition to be approved? If it's based on spouse, it's about 2 years if the spouse is overseas. If parents, or also about the same time. I have a green card for 2 years. Can I travel internationally for 1 month holidays? Now, I made a video this week to talk about green card holders. There's no issue with you traveling for as a green card holder. The only issue is that if you have any problems, criminal convictions, if you have any issues with your green card, if there's any problems in your relationship, it's a 2-year green card, then do not travel. But if everything looks good, then you should be okay. We're taking a video call from TikTok, and we have um, um, we have a person. What's your name and where are you from? Angelica from the Philippines. Do you have a video that you want to open and so we can see you on video?
Okay. Sorry, because I'm lying in the bed.
No, no worries. This way, people who are watching you from all over the world, you've got people from at least 25 countries watching you right now, and also people on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. So there she is. Let me put your screen. Perfect. So you are in the Philippines or in the US?
I'm here in the Korea right now because my husband is military.
Okay, perfect. So tell us what your question is, and yeah.
My question is, I got my interview last January for my immigrant visa,
Okay.
and I just finished my interview and I got my 601 waiver from
Okay.
but
So you have your 601 waiver approved from the US, and then
no, not yet, sir.
it's not
I have
yet.
an interview from the embassy because
Okay.
we're doing filing directly filing for the embassy
Okay.
here in Seoul, Korea.
Okay.
And then we get approved from the USCIS that
Okay.
we can go to the process like the
Okay.
medical examination I just passed, and
Okay.
also the interview, and then the consular officer give me an waiver,
Okay.
eligibility for waiver.
Okay.
But she told me that I am technically approved, but the problem is from the USCIS that I am eligible to enter the United States.
Correct. So you need a waiver essentially. And what is the reason you need a waiver? Did you overstay in the past?
No, sir. I got my misrepresentation from my old visa from
Got it.
non-immigrant visa.
Got it. So you have a misrepresentation charge, and now they're asking for a 601 waiver, right?
Yes.
So
sir.
the problem is until your waiver is approved, you're not going to be able to get your visa. So you have to file this waiver ASAP and try to get an expedite because your husband is in the military.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Because next year we're going back to the States, and we already got my. We asked for, because we're military spouses, so we got the help from
Correct.
the military lawyer inside the base.
Correct.
So they give us like a memorandum from the commander that I am able to come and give the visa because I'm a military spouse.
Correct. But you still need the waiver to be able to enter, right?
Yes.
So that one you have to do as soon as possible, and there's a way to expedite it because your spouse is in the military. So if you need help, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to help you. The link is in my bio and the phone number there.
And I have something to ask her because I got my interview, and then she gave me the eligibility waiver for like 221G, right?
The form, correct? Yeah.
Yeah. And then she told me, I asked her, do I need to come back here after my USIS approval? She said, no, you just wait for your passport and give the.
That is correct. That
So
is correct.
she told me that the consular officer told me I'm technically approved from the embassy.
Yes, but you still need your waiver because if you don't have a waiver, you won't be able to enter the US. Because right now you're barred for 3 years or whatever the amount of time is. You understand?
Okay,
So you need your waiver. Otherwise, without the waiver, and those waivers are taking a long time. And so because you're in the military, the military case, we can try to get an expedite. Okay. So if the military lawyers are not familiar with the waiver process, reach out to me. Like I said, take advantage of the live to reach out to me and use the number in my bio.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
And also, sir, what do you think if we are military members? So do you think we can expedite while?
We can try. There's no guarantee, but you can definitely try.
But the approval is already in there, right?
Correct. The approval of the case is there, but you still need your waiver because without the waiver, you can't come in.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Have
Thank
a nice day.
you too as well, of course. Remember, guys, I always tell people, let's see, Robert has a question here. I tell people that if you have any admissibility issues, misrepresentation, fraud, overstay, and you're about to get your interview at the US Embassy, don't go to the interview, reschedule it until your waiver is approved. I know in her case, she had no choice because they filed it directly with the embassy and it's a military case. But if it's not a military case, any regular case, do not go to the interview until the waiver is approved, because if you will be stuck overseas for years. And you're already overseas, so it doesn't matter. Robert is asking, I have approved I-140 EB3, Romania, priority date January 1st, 2023. How can I increase chances of getting H-2B visa? Two prior J1s, I will come back. So the fact that you have an I-140 EB3, you're pending, it doesn't mean you cannot get an H-2B. H-2B is a seasonal visa. What you have to do is apply early for the H-2B, right? The H-2B is also subject to a lottery run. So you need to make sure your employer files for you as soon as possible. H-2B, you can file twice a year, April and October. You already missed the April deadline, but you can still do October. We are now getting H-2B applications ready for the October season. So that's what I would do if I were you, if it makes sense. All right, let's see. We've got ETRU EB2 and IW is filed and I'm waiting for the decision. Can I change employers while I'm on H1B visa? Absolutely. Remember, the EB2 and IW is a self-petition. It's not tied to the employer. So you can still stay on the green card doing what you're doing, and then you can switch employers. The beautiful thing of the EB2 and IW is that it's a self-petition. You're filing a green card for yourself. So it doesn't matter. Liz is asking, can you help clients in Arizona? And I mentioned, yes, of course. I tell you that every time. We can help clients in all 50 states, guys. And anybody who's watching this live, I say that every week. Take advantage of the live. Use the number on the screen. Send me a text right now, and you can try to book a call with me. personally and say that you saw me on the live and you want a consultation. If you're watching this on TikTok, you can use the number in my bio. I can't put it on the screen, but you can go to my bio. There's a phone number there, and you can text me right now from the live. You get priority if you send me a text during the live. My team will prioritize you just to say, I saw you on the live. I need a consultation. I need this and that. So many people are need consultations. F1 visa students get revoked. Green card holders get detained at airports. People need bonds as they are detained. We can help you with all these things. And all you have to do is come to the lives, ask your questions, and send me a text from the live. So if you're watching this on TikTok, the number is in my bio. Screenshot the number and send me a text right now. We're seeing all the texts as they come in live. And if you're watching this on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, use the number on the screen right now, screenshot it, send me a text, say, hey, I saw you on the live. Please give me a priority, get me an appointment, because it is what is happening right now. So Adam is also waiting to go live with us. Adam?
Hello.
Yes. If you have video, activate it. If you don't, it's fine. But ask your question and let me know where you're from.
So I'm from Ohio, and I lost my job. Yeah,
Yeah.
I lost my job during H1B stamping
Okay.
because my H1B went into administrative processing,
Okay.
and then the employer was not able to wait.
I see.
So,
So
I,
you lost your job during the process. Then what happened?
uh, but I didn't travel till I have advanced parole in
Okay.
hand with NIW case.
Okay.
So I re-entered the US with advanced parole, and now I'm without a job. Will being jobless affect my chances of getting I-485 approved, especially if there is an interview?
So remember, with NAW, the way it works is that we're looking at the endeavor. What is that you're going to be doing or potentially able to do, even if you're not doing it yet, right? So in your case, you're going to have to show them the chances of you being able to do what you promised to do. Maybe you have a business plan, maybe you have something that you're actually doing that will increase the chances of them approving your case at the 45. You know what I mean? So even if you don't have that job, if you're showing them you make efforts towards your endeavor, you should still be okay.
Like they're not going to ask me how you're supporting yourself and all those sort of questions, or
Well, this is less prevalent for NAW 45, right? These are more questions for if you're doing sponsorship through employer, right? But for 45, they're not really concerned about how you're surviving, right? But I would, if I were you, I would be proactive about it. You can show them, listen, I'm building a business, I'm doing this. Don't wait for them to ask that question. Show them how you're contributing to the United States, not just with money, but also with your efforts.
okay, just showing them that I'm trying to get
Yeah,
consulting service and all that stuff.
exactly. Because now you're building yourself, so they will see that you're not going to be a burden on society in a way,
So
which is
if
kind
I'm
of like
trying,
one of the reasons they're looking for.
if I'm trying to get a license in my field, will that be also helpful, or
I think so,
because
yeah. Because all these efforts show them that you're going to be doing something more meaningful later on once you get licensed. You know what I mean?
okay, okay,
Okay. All right.
I
Good luck.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Samba is asking, do you have an office in New York? We don't have an office in New York, but we have an office in Connecticut. And Connecticut, we serve New York and the East Coast. So, but remember, guys, immigration is federal. We can help clients in all 50 states and across the world. We work right now working with clients in France, Japan, South Korea, Zimbabwe. We have clients in Nairobi, Kenya, who are trying to come into the United States. We have green card holders. So we help them come in. So even if they are, we can represent clients before embassies around the world. I traveled personally a few years ago to Brussels to represent two clients for an E2 visa interview and an L1 visa interview as well. So, it's federal. We can do it anywhere. And like I said, if you need help, you use the number on the screen, or if you're watching now on TikTok, the number is in my bio. Send me a text right now from the live. Claim your spot before anyone else because you're watching the live. All right, guys. So, Do you have an office in Seattle, Washington? We don't, but like I said, we can do this from anywhere in the West Coast and in California. And I travel often everywhere. Now, Fernanda is asking, after the biometrics, around how much time do you receive the Social Security, the work permit? Typically about 3-4 months after your biometrics. Let's see. Teresa is asking, I have one student who got a US 2021 and didn't apply for asylum, but the situation in my home country is worsened with the war, insecurity. Can they apply for asylum now? So typically we want to apply for asylum the first year when we come to the United States. However, if things have changed, if circumstances have changed in your home country, then you can apply even beyond that 1 year, as long as you can prove that there's a change in circumstances. All right, let's see. Thanks, Nelly. Appreciate you as always. Some of our biggest loyal fans are always coming to our lives. And let's see, we got Sal here. Sal,
Hi, Jacob.
how are you? Where are you from? And ask your question.
Yeah, I'm from India, and I had so my parents live in the U.S. My parents are U.S. citizens, and I was planning to visit them maybe in December or January, and I was planning to apply for the B1 B2 visa.
For your parents?
Oh no, for myself. My parents are U.S. citizens. They live in
Oh, I see.
Seattle.
I see. You're not here. You're not a U.S. citizen, but you
No,
want to
I'm
visit your
waiting for my
parents.
green card.
What is it?
I'm waiting for my green card. Yeah.
So you're waiting for your green card. But what is your current status?
Oh no, my mother has applied for my I-130, so it's
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you got it, got it. So while you're waiting for this, you're wondering if you can apply for a tourist visa while your
correct.
I-130 is pending, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not going to happen. They don't like that, especially under this administration, because an I-130 is an immigrant petition, right? You're saying to them, I want to be an immigrant. At the same time,
Hmm.
you're saying, I want to, get a tourist visa. They're not going to like it, and you most likely get denied. I wouldn't do it if I were you. If you want to come
But
here sooner, you can apply for maybe like a work visa or like a J1, but but not a tourist visa. It contradicts the whole idea of what a tourist visa is.
what if I have a valid reason, like if my parents are not well, if my
You
dad
can
is not
try.
well, and
Like I said, you can try. I never, I mean, the worst case they'll deny you, right? The worst
but
case
does
they'll
that
deny you.
have
As
a
long as you don't
negative
have any
effect?
fraud in your case and you're not trying to lie to them and you're telling them, listen, I want to see my parents. They're ill. I get it. I have to wait 3 more years. As long as that's the case, you should be fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
Mhm. Uh, just one more question. So do the officers or whoever is in charge, do they check your as in my blogs or anything that I've written, because I did my
Absolutely.
bachelor's in the US.
Absolutely. So right now, they are vigorously checking social media, LinkedIn, anything that is public like Medium open posts. They are checking, and they will check yours as well. And if there's
Mhm.
anything there that you feel could be controversial, I would definitely take it down before they join.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could contact my university and just ask them
You
to.
should.
It's nothing serious, but again, just to be on the safe side,
You never
because
know, right? I would definitely do that. Yeah, like I said, we have one client that was denied an O1 visa, a work visa. The reason
Oh.
why is because the immigration officers found out that they were an activist, with an organization that was not very pro USA. He was saying some words inciting violence on the
Mhm.
blog, and that caused his O1 visa to be denied at the embassy. Even though he was qualified for the visa, it was approved at the USCIS, high level scientist, and his posting on that blog not only got him denied that visa, but he's banned for 5 years right now. You know what I mean? So they
Wow.
are very careful. I mean that they're checking everything. So I would, yeah. So make sure you read the stuff and cancel it if it's harmful.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I mean, these are different times, guys. This is different times. We are now dealing with a government that has a lot of power. They have a lot of resources to check people's social media, that's something that is visible and not visible, and they're going to use it against you. Even things you've done 5 years ago. So you be mindful. Robert is asking, how realistic are my chances of getting an H-2B visa? So, like I said, H-2B visa, which is a seasonal visa, working in construction, working in anything seasonal, hospitality. It depends. Two factors. Do you qualify? Number one, if you qualify, then that's great. Number two, it's a lottery, right? It's kind of not a lottery, but it's like they have a limit on the visa. So if you meet the quota, then you'll be able to get it. That's just how it is, unfortunately. But hopefully you're qualified and you can get it. So more people want to join on the live on TikTok, and we have I think Champa is interested in asking questions. And welcome.
Hello, how you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Where are you from? And if you have video, activate the video.
I don't have video.
No worries.
I'm from Oklahoma. I have two questions to ask.
One question, because we have a big line of people. But we are here every Monday.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Quick then. My Filipino girlfriend, she's in school. She got 2 years left.
Okay.
I want to bring her over to the U.S.
Okay.
But should I go ahead and get have a baby with her before I bring her over to make it easier, or would it be? What's the best process that will make it faster once she graduates?
Well, so you're going to decide on two factors. Do you want to bring her as your wife or as a fiance? Let me explain to you the difference. If you want to bring her as a fiance, then you don't have to marry her. You can literally now, call my office tomorrow, and I can launch the fiance visa tomorrow, right? But if you want to bring her as your wife, which sometimes could be, more effective, then you're going to have to go there, marry her, have a child if you want. You don't have to have a child. So it really depends on how fast you want to get her here. K1 visas right now are rather fast. And the advantage is that you don't have to leave the country. You can literally start the case tomorrow. You understand?
She still got 2 more years of school left until she graduates.
So that answers my question. If we are looking at 2 more years, here's what I would do. Forget about the fiance visa. I would go to the Philippines, marry her, come back here. Let's file the marriage case, give you enough time to do whatever you have to do. By the time she's done with school, the case is done and she can immigrate. Right?
Okay, that works.
Simple. And what you have to do now is go to the link in my bio, write down the phone number there, send me a text and say, hey, I just talked to you on the live. I need you to help me get my wife here.
Awesome. I'll do it right now.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks, my friend. Some people think that they're worried about, should I do fiance visa or marriage case? No, it depends. It depends on the case. Some people are not ready to get married yet. Some people, they need more time, and some people, they want to get their fiancés here faster. They don't want to wait 2 years for the marriage, right? So it really depends. That's why having a consultation with an immigration attorney, especially now in these days, is if you're a green card holder, do you have any violations? If you're trying to get a work visa, do you qualify for a self-petition, or do you qualify for an investor visa? All these things can be determined at the consultation. And that's why you have to do it, right? That's why we're here on the live. So you have access to an immigration attorney. There are many, many immigration attorneys who do lives every single day. You can join all these lives, see who you like to work with, who you are connecting better with, and use the opportunity to send me a text. Like I said, if you're watching me on TikTok, my number is in my bio. Specifically, we can't say it on TikTok, but it's in the bio. And you just copy it and you send me a text from the live. And if you're watching it on YouTube, the number is right here on the screen. Just copy it and send me a text. Teresa, does applying for asylum cause denial for other family members who want to come here through an F1 or B1, B2? It's a very tough question, Teresa, because it depends on where they're coming from. There are some embassies in the world, around the world, that are more vindictive than others, right? So, for example, let's talk about Sudan, right? Sudan, if you apply for asylum from Sudan, the chances of your family members getting a tourist visa are 0. Okay. However, if you apply for asylum from, let's say, Turkey, yeah, other family members can still get tourist visas. I've had that done. I've done that before. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think that's as bad as some other countries. You know what I mean? So let's see. We got Instagram. A lot of questions. I would like to ask a question. Project consortium modeling. Like I said, if you guys are watching this on Instagram specifically, you can send me a DM. That is an option available to us during the live. Only during the live, send me a DM, and then we'll be able to respond to you probably after the live. Sina, I have a PERM 45 case pending. If I apply for NIW and get I-140 approved, then my PERM case gets approved. Can I quit my job and work for my company? Yes, potentially you could do that. So if you have an I-140 approved and you have a 45 that you can file, only then you can quit your job. Remember that the I-140 for self-petition or for any petition doesn't give you status. It just gives you the eligibility. What gives you status is your 45. Unless you file the 45, nothing is going to happen, right? Is any type of help for the person who came from Mexico 2 years ago illegally? Well, I mean, potentially depends. Maybe they can be maybe they're a victim of work. They can apply for T visa or U visa. That's why it's important to be evaluated by an immigration attorney. Tamara is asking, please, I'm talking from his experience. Even waiting for a 10-year green card, can I apply for citizenship? Yes, you can. Absolutely. As long as you have the 5-year requirements for citizenship, you can apply. Like I said, guys, if you're on Instagram and you couldn't ask a question and I didn't answer it, send me a DM right now and you'll get an answer from me personally. All right. All right. So hopefully that was a good information. That is not a good trend. Overseas students bring revenue to America, plus students, workers for small companies. But students help the families would help reduce any stress and problems. I agree with you. It's not a good. It's a question from Yvonne on Facebook. I agree with you. Us canceling student visas is not a good message to the world. What are we trying to say? That we are not welcoming students here? John is asking, can I file for a fiance visa with a green card? So John has a green card. He wants to file for a fiance visa. The answer is no. Only U.S. citizens can apply for a fiance visa. That's another reason why you want to become a citizen. If you want to bring your fiance in the United States and you're not yet a citizen, you can't do that. So you need to become a citizen. Parmir is asking, if I submit a U visa in June 2017, how long will it take to be approved? U visas are taking about 9 years, guys. 9 years to get a U visa. It's insane. So do the math, my friend. All right. So we've got I'm trying to get you guys in the order that you're waiting to ask your video questions on TikTok, and then we'll go back to YouTube asking your questions. Really good questions today, guys. We're talking about student visas being revoked, and many students are being detained without notice. If you're a student right now in the United States, let me know in the comments. If you're here as a student, if you know somebody who's a student who is being detained or their visa is being revoked, let me know. What's your name and what is your question? Hello? You missed your opportunity. All right. We've got Kalushi, who's been waiting patiently on TikTok, asking the questions.
Hello.
Yes, Kalushi. What is your question and where are you from?
Oh yeah, thank you for letting me in.
Of course, every Monday. Every Monday we hear.
Me?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I got my green card through your farm. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
When was it? When did you get the green card through our firm?
What's that?
When was it? What year?
It was last year, December 12th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was with Elena.
Elena's the best. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. So my question was just like, I want to travel internationally, and I don't know if it's safe to do that. I had an asylum pending, and then I got married to a U.S. citizen, so I got a green card. So I'm trying to fly to my a neighboring country to see my kids. So I was
No,
asking if it is
you should be fine as long as you don't have any other issues, no criminal issues. You should be fine. You can travel. Travel
so
with
they
caution, but you should be fine.
so they basically check everything in the US or outside the US.
They check when you come back, right? So they'll be checking when you come back. So the big concern people have is when they leave the country, are they going to let them in, right? So
I
that's
mean,
yeah.
I mean, the question was, they check any criminal activity or any criminal thing in the US or outside the US?
In the US. So if you had any criminal issues, do not travel, right? If you had any criminal stuff, do not travel. If you don't have any criminal, you're fine.
That basically in the US, but not outside the US.
No, in the US.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, my friend. Thank you for being our client. It's always good to see our clients on the live. They always, it's good to see people that are happy with the service, and we're trying to help as many people as we can. Yazan, thanks for this. I have many mistakes on DS260, such as not disclosing a visa denial. Even if email the consulate, I want to change it prior to the interview. Now remember that. You cannot change the DS260 after you submit it. However, you can bring with you an amended form that tells them that there was a mistake. You forgot to mention a visa denial. I would email the embassy before the interview, just for courtesy purposes. They're not going to care about your email anyway. But make sure you bring an affidavit with all the mistakes before the interview starts, because they don't like people that not disclose information. It's going to be a big problem. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the hearts and the likes. Yes, Georgia, absolutely. Like I said, if you missed it before, guys, if you're watching this now, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook as well, make sure you follow me, subscribe to my channel. If it's on YouTube, if you're watching the live right now and you're not a subscriber yet, please subscribe. Otherwise, you're gonna miss all the lives, right? Now on TikTok, please follow me. If you're watching the live right now, follow me and share the live. There's a thing at the bottom to share the live. Share it right now. Follow my account. And remember, guys, it's your opportunity to book a consultation with an immigration attorney that has over 20 years experience. This year is going to be 20. So we set up the office in 2004. So 21 years experience. You can have that consultation with me right now. Book that call. All you have to do is text me from the number on the screen. And if you're watching on TikTok, the number is in the bio, right? You text me and say, listen, I see you on the live. I want to be a priority for consultation because people want to talk about visa denials, deportations. They need help with the bond. They need help with the self-petition, filing for a green card. All the things that we do best. You don't have to wait 3 weeks for consultation. You will be bumped up the line if you mention that you were on the live. That's the reason why we're doing the lives, to bring the community together and help people that want to book the consultations. Because right now, I'm telling you guys, people get detained. People get their visas revoked. I spoke to 7 students in the last 2 days that lost their service and they don't know what to do. I'm trying to get them reinstated. But if they weren't on my lives, they wouldn't be able to get access to me fast, right? If they didn't know about me from Instagram, from YouTube, from TikTok, they wouldn't be able to get the help they need and be able to fight their cases. You know what I mean? So that's why we're here every Monday, 5 p.m. No matter what happens, like I said, unless something crazy happens, I'll be here on the live. Even if I'm traveling, I'll do it from my phone, just not to disappoint the community. If people are waiting for the lives to be able to answer the questions, ask questions, and also be able to book the consultations that you guys need, because the level of anxiety right now, the level of attorneys who are not answering their phones is mind-boggling. That's why we're doing what we can to be there. Like, I'm even going to be using like AI tools to speed up response to my clients, just so they don't have to wait for an answer. We're investing in that. Growers. Hi, Jacob. Does expediting N400 on the basis of humanitarian situation work? I got a reference number and they said they will get back to me in 10 days. I mean, you can try it. It's not very common to expedite your N400, but I've done it before. It's possible. So why not try it, right? My priority date is March 9th to file an adjustment of status. It's been stuck on March 1st for months. I've been waiting to move for a long time. Do you know if there's any movement? What is your category? Anything that is not immediate family members, the wait time are super long right now because the visa bulletin is still backlogged, guys. Now, after June of 2025, you're going to see a movement in the visa bulletin. You're going to see more and more cases moving forward. And like I said, when the new visa bulletin is going to come out very soon, I'm going to do a new video to update the community right here on YouTube first, and then all the other places we're going to be analyzing the your EB3. Yeah, EB3 is not moving anywhere through EB3 is not moving until August of 2025, unfortunately. Thanks, Sharma. I appreciate it. Is it safe to submit a family petition with 601A by a U.S. citizen? Lucy says, yes, of course. Thanks, Sharma. I appreciate it. Absolutely. You have to submit it. 601A is the most effective way to legalize. If somebody is undocumented right now, they came here illegally, then they married a U.S. citizen, 601A is the best way to legalize yourself, guys. And you shouldn't sleep on that because the processing times are long. And if you're going to wait too long before filing it, it will take forever. Is DUI or speeding ticket criminal when traveling international? Absolutely. Guys, green card holders are being detained and jailed because they had DUIs or any other criminal things. Absolutely. So if you have a green card and you're watching this live or share it with a friend and you had a DUI, shoplifting, any conviction 10, 15, 20 years ago, doesn't matter. Do not travel out of the country right now. Things might change in a month or two, but for now, do not leave the country unless you want to be arrested, literally, and spend weeks and months in detention. ICE, then travel. But otherwise, I wouldn't travel. I just became, Paul is asking on YouTube, I just became a citizen before I naturalized. I had submitted I-130 for my 21-year-old son, over 21. It's been pending for 3 years. Should I do something? Well, first of all, what you have to do is you have to evaluate whether F2B, which is your previous category as a green card holder, is faster than the one F1 as a U.S. citizen, right? If the F2B, which is a green card holder fighting for their adult son, is faster, then leave it at that. You can keep that. You don't have to upgrade. However, if the one as a citizen is faster, then I would upgrade that petition so you'll benefit from being a citizen. All right, guys. So many good questions here today. So many good questions. So let's see here. I misfiled my taxes as not a resident. Should I amend my taxes before applying for my marriage based on green card? I would because then they're gonna think you're trying to misrepresent yourself. Sharma, denial with misrepresentation. Can I reapply for my 8400? Yes, you can reapply, but we have to see if you have to wait 5 years or you can reapply right now. That is an analysis we have to see depending on what kind of denial you received in an application. All right, let's take another person live here on YouTube. Posting the link. Join us live, guys. Don't be shy. I have a ticket for speeding. Is it considered to be a criminal record if I travel? No, speeding is not considered to be a criminal record. However, if you're a student, international student, that could be considered as a violation and your visa will be denied. My case, Behaz, it's a good question. Behaz says, use case is an admin processing for over a year. What should they do? We could potentially sue them with the Mandamus. If your case is stuck, N400, I-130, any immigration matter that is pending for too long, we can file a Mandamus case to release your case from being unstuck. It's a very, very successful process. We're filing this for citizenship, for green cards, for any application. We don't do this for asylums because asylums are typically pending for a really long time, and that is not something that is recommended. But for any other application, if your case is pending for too long, consider applying for a mandamus lawsuit. Right now, they are working really, really well under the Trump administration. We've been very successful, and we continue to file them all over the country. So, all right, let's see. Who else is waiting on video here? We've got, let me see, what is the order here? I think AB has been waiting for a while. AB has been waiting for a while. AB is not here. We've got John here. Here we go. John? Hey, John, can you hear me? John?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Where are you from, John? And what is your question?
Yeah, my question is, I applied online for my N400, so
Okay.
instead of the signature, I wrote my name. So is that going to be a problem?
So you're saying that the form that you filed, instead of signing it, you just wrote your name, right?
Exactly, yes.
No, it should be fine because they don't know what your signature is, right? They may think that that's how you sign. You can always fix it at the interview.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
if I go to a biometric appointment, so do I need to sign right there, or or what? Like, or write it down my name?
Well, if you have to sign, you sign the way you sign. But what I'm saying, at the interview, you can tell the officer, listen, the way I signed my form, I just wrote my name, but this is how I signed for real. And then the officer can say, fine, no worries. And he's going to actually record your real signature at the time of the interview.
Okay, so should I sign in the biometric or just wrote my name right?
No, you can sign it. Sign the way you sign, and then at the interview, you can tell the officer that this is just how you put it there. It was just a mistake.
Okay. So should I sign, right?
Yeah, you can sign. You can sign, and like I said, explain in the interview. What is it?
That's not going to be a problem.
Well, again, it really depends on the officer, right? So it depends on the officer. When you go there, it's going to say, well, is this your signature? And you can say, well, I wrote my name because I thought that I have to write my name, but I actually signed that way. And I just got confused. So, because remember, when you go to your citizenship interview, even if you made a mistake on the form, so for example, I had a client that he forgot to mention an address, right? So before the interview starts, you can say, "Excuse me, officer, I would like to make a correction to my form." Just use that words. I want to make a correction to my form, and the officer says, "What is the correction?" And say, "I want to sign my form differently." That's it. That's all you have to do. All right. Of course, anytime, my friend. Remember, guys, when you apply for your N400, for your citizenship or any other application, but specifically with N400, before the interview starts, you can tell the officer, listen, officer, I want to submit a statement for the record before the interview starts. The officer is going to take your statement, is going to add it to the record, then put you under oath, and then you're good to go. So you don't have to worry about it. Because some people, they forget, like, oh, I have a client, he forgot to mention particular travel that they've done 2 years ago. And so we had to bring an amendment to the form, and we just edited it before the interview. That's simple. I'm a green card holder from the red list of countries. Can I travel international in August? Now, first of all, guys, let's talk about those lists. There's no ban for the moment, right? There's no red list. There's no yellow list. This was just a proposal that a newspaper allegedly said that people are going to be able to use. But for the moment, there is no travel ban. So no matter what country you're from, you should be able to travel, and just be careful when you're coming back as a green card holder. Focus mostly on criminal records and long absences from outside the United States. That's it, right? Let's see. All right, we've got a lot of good questions here. Let's take a few from our Instagram viewers who are patiently viewing it here. In order to get the ID with the star, are we supposed to apply for it at the DMV? Correct. The real ID, you have to apply for it at the DMV. No criminal record, thank you. Mika, Gorilla Tamnama, Safe travels. If you're traveling with your spouse, make sure you enter through the US citizen entrance to smooth the process. That is correct. All right, let's see. We've got a lot of good questions here from our friends on Instagram. Is it safe to travel to India if you have an advanced parole and a family assault case has already been dismissed? I wouldn't travel. If you have a family assault case on your record and you're traveling with the parole, you're risking not getting into the country. I would not travel. Okay. How long does 751 to be approved? Since 2022 now is transferred to another USCIS center. It's been really, really long time. It takes about 3-4 years right now. Stay patient. Can you explain the chances of a deportation order with a 601 denied last December? Well, remember, the government is looking for an interest to put you in deportation. It is up to the government if they're going to put you in deportation or not. Like I said, if that happens, then unfortunately you're out of luck. But because you're on Instagram, feel free to send me a DM and I will respond to your DM. Okay. All right, guys, let's see. I have a green card. My son is on F1. If I apply for I-130 for him, can he travel while his visa is still valid? Or is it risky if I apply for I-130? If he has a visa in his passport, then he's fine. He's fine to travel because once you have the visa in your passport, you already passed the vetting of the embassy to actually give you a visa in your passport. All right, so we are reaching the hour mark every week. Here, let me remind you guys, if you're watching this on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, we are reaching almost the end of our live stream. We're still continuing our live stream on TikTok for a little bit longer. But if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to book a consultation with me, the number is on the screen right now. Use that number to send me a text right now during the live. Say, hey, Jacob, I saw you in the live. I want to book a call with you. I need help with my immigration matter. Please give me a priority. You will get a priority if you text me during the live. This is our promise to you. And if you're watching this on TikTok, you can use the number in my bio. Same thing. Send me a text right now, and you will be prioritized for a consultation. As always, guys, we're here every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, talking about the topics of the week. Today, we're talking about international students' visas being revoked. Why is it happening? Because many of them have violations, minor violations like travel tickets and stuff like that. Let me take one more live here on video on YouTube before we end the stream, and then we're going to move to our friends on TikTok. This is, I guess, Jay Saron. Hello, Jay. Bob is our next
Hello.
caller.
Hello.
Hey, Bob, you're in line. You're next in line. I hear you. Where are you from, Bob? And what is your question?
Okay, I'm from Miami. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. Very well.
Okay,
Are you a subscriber to our channel?
yes.
You are. Amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you
perfect.
for all you do for us and helping us
I
for
appreciate it.
everything. Okay, so I'm a US citizen and I apply for my children, and I'm waiting for an interview in Cairo
Okay.
embassy. So I contact with the congressperson, and he can expedite my case,
Okay.
and he just give me this information. Now
Okay.
the embassy of Cairo work in December 2023.
Okay.
uh my children case is July 2024.
Okay.
So I want to ask you your opinion. Do you think I should be move my daughter, because my daughter, she will arrive 18 in September this year?
Okay.
So I want to ask you, I'm thinking to move her to another embassy like Qatar.
I definitely would do it because right now, like I said, Egypt is very much behind. So I would consider transferring the case to a different post, just to see how fast you can get an interview there.
Yeah, I think Qatar is fast because we just have a friend of
Yeah.
mine. He just do the interview. So
I
you
would do it.
thinking if you, oh, okay,
Yeah.
sir. If you think if I get the interview and I can reschedule it or something or no?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can always
So if
reschedule. Yeah.
it's always I can schedule it.
Absolutely. Always.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I just
Yeah.
have a. Can I ask you a question or you don't have time?
We asked one question, but like I said, I'm back here every week. I want to give a chance to
Okay.
everybody. We
Okay.
have to
Thank
go
you
back.
very much. I appreciate your business. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, guys, we reached the 1 hour mark on our YouTube channel for today. Every week, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Don't miss our live Immigration Insider updates, especially here on YouTube. I give you guys the best information I can find, and I appreciate all of you here. So I'll see you next week. And TikTok, we're still here. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to continue with the live, move to TikTok. SD Immigration Lawyer is our handle on TikTok, or just search for my name. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next week.